Ezekiel chapter 20. Wayahi bashana hashabi'it, and it was in the 7th year, Bachamishi be'ashor lahoreth, in the 5th month, in the 10th to the month. Bahu hanashim midikane Yisrael lidrosh het Yahweh. Men from the elders of Israel came to seek Yahweh. And they sat before my face. And the word of Yahweh was to me, saying, Ben Adam, O son of Adam, Dabber el-Dhiqne Yisrael wa-Marta Alehem. Word thou to the elders of Israel, and thou shalt say to them, Ko ha'amar Adonai Yahweh. Thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, Halidroshoti hatem ba'im. Is it to seek me, ye are ones coming? Hayani imhidaresh lachem noum Adonai Yahweh. As I live, whether I would be, if I should be sought for you. A declaration of Adonai Yahweh. Hatishapot hotam, hatishapot ben Adam. Is it that thou wouldst judge them? Wouldst thou judge them, O son of Adam? Etator avot havotam hodi'em. The iniquities of their fathers make them to know, cause them to know. Wa'amarta alehem ko ha'amar Adonai Yahweh. And thou shalt say to them, Thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, B'yom Bohori b'Yisrael, V'esha yadi l'zera bet Yaakov, V'hiwada alahem be'erish Mithraim. In the day of my choosing in Yisrael, and I lifted my hand to the seed of the house of Yaakov, and I became known to them. I made myself known to them in the land of Mithraim. Va'eshayadi lahem, and I lifted up my hand for them, lehemor, saying, Ani Yahweh Elohechem, I am Yahweh, your God. Bayom hahu, in that day, nashahati yadi lahem, I lifted up my hand for them, lehoshiam mehersh Mitzrayim, to bring them out from the land of Mitzrayim. Elehersh ataratarati lahem, to a land which I sought out for them. Zavat halab, chalab udavash, flowing of milk and honey. Tzabihi l'kol harashot, the glory it is for all the lands. Wa'omar halehem yishshikku se'enau hashalihu. And I said to them, a man, his abominations, the abominations of his eyes, let him throw away. Ubegillu le Mitzrayim alatitamahu, and by the idols of Mithraim, don't be ye defiling yourselves. Ani Yahweh Elohechem, I am Yahweh your God. Vayamaru bi, and they rebelled against me. V'lo havu lishmo'a elai, and they were not willing to hearken to me. Isha et shikku enehem lo hishalihu. A man, the abominations of their eyes, they did not throw away. Ve'et gilu le Mitzrayim lo ha'azabu, and the idols of Mitzrayim they forsook not. Wa'omar lishapok hamati alehem, and I said to pour out my wrath upon them, lekalot hapibahem, to finish my anger among them, betoke hersh Mithraim, in the midst of the land of Mithraim. Wa'ash lema'an shemi, and I effectuated for the sake of my name, levilati hehel le'ene hagoyim, for not to profane before the eyes of the nations, Atrahemma betokam, which they were in their midst. Atrano da'ati halehem le'enehem lohoshiam merek Mithraim, which I made myself known to them before their eyes, for bringing them out from the land of Mithraim. Wa'oshiem merek Mithraim, and I brought them out from the land of Mithraim. Wa'aviem elham midbar, and I brought them to the wilderness. Wa'eten lahem et hukotai, and I gave for them my statutes. I gave to them my statutes. Wa'et mithapatai hodati hotam, and my judgments I made known to them. I made them to know. Atrayashe hotam hadam wahayabahem, which the Adam should do them, and he shall live in them. Wagam et shabbatotai natati lahem lihyot lot beni uvenehem, and also my Shabbats I gave to them, to be for a sign between me and between them. La da'at ki haniyah meqaddasham, to know that I am Yahweh, one sanctifying them. Vayamaru bi bet Yisrael bamidbar, and the house of Yisrael rebelled against me in the wilderness. B'hukotai lo halaku ve'et mithpatai mahasu, in my statutes they did not walk, and my judgments they spurned, they refused. Which the man should effectuate them and live by them. Ve'et shabbatotai hillalu mod, and my Shabbats they profaned exceedingly. Wa'omar lishapok hamati alehem bamidbar, and I said to pour out my wrath upon them in the wilderness, lekalotam, to finish them. Wa'asher lema'an shemi, and I effectuated for the sake of my name. Levilati hehel le'ene hagoyim, to not profane before the eyes of the nations, atarahoshetim le'enehem, which I brought them out before their eyes. وغماني ناشهتي يادي lahem bamidbar. And also I lifted my hand for them in the wilderness. Lebilati havi hotam elahar atarnatati davat halab udabash tabihi lekol harashot. To not bring them to the land which I gave, flowing of milk and honey. The glory it is, a glory it is to all the nations, to all the lands. Sorry. Because by my judgments they spurned and my statutes they did not walk in them. And my Shabbats they profaned. Because their heart walked after their idols. وَتَحْصَعِنَّي عِينِي عَلَيْهِمْ. And my eye spared upon them. Mishahatam, from destroying them. And I did not effectuate them for an ending in the wilderness. وَأَمَرَ إِلَى and I said to their sons, Bamidbar, in the wilderness, Bahukehavotekhem alateleku, We'etamishapatechem, which We'etamithapatechem alatishamoru. In the statutes of your fathers, don't be ye walking, and their judgments don't be ye keeping. Ubegilulehem alatitamahu, and in their idols don't be ye defiled. Don't be ye defiling yourselves. Ani Yahweh Elohechem, I am Yahweh your God. Behukotai leku, in my statutes walk ye. We'etamithpatai shimeru, and my judgments keep ye. Wa'ashuhotam, and do ye them. We'etashabbatotai qaddeshu, and my Shabbats sanctify ye. Wahayu lehot beni webenechem, and they shall be for a sign between me and between you. La da'at ki ani Yahweh Elohechem, to know that I am Yahweh your God. Vayamaru habbanim, and the sons rebelled against me. In my statutes they did not walk. Where the mithapat I lo hashamaru la'ashotahotam atarayashahotam hahadam wahayabahem. And my judgments they did not keep to effectuate them, which the Adam should effectuate them and live in them. Et Shabbatotai Hillelu, my Shabbats they profaned. Waomar lishapok hamati alehem lekalota apibam bamidbar, and I said to pour out my wrath upon them, to finish my anger among them in the wilderness. Wahathivoti etiyadi, and I returned my hand. Wa'ashak lema'an shemi, and I effectuated for the sake of my name. Libility he helene hagoyim atrahosheti hotam lenehem. To not profane before the eyes of the nations, which I brought them out before their eyes. Gamani nashahati et yadi lahem bamidbar. Also I lifted my hand for them in the wilderness, lahafith hotam bagoyim, to scatter them among the nations. Ulazarot hotam barashot, and to disperse them among the lands or countries. Because my judgments they did not effectuate, and my statutes they rejected, وَإِتْ شَبَّتُوتَي هِلَّلُوا, and my Shabbats they profaned. وَأَخْرَجِلُوا لِهَبُوتَامْ هَايُوا عِينِهِمْ, and their eyes were after the idols of their fathers. وَغَمَهَنِي نَاتَتِي لَهِمْ حُقِّيمْ لُوهَ تُوبِيمْ, and also I gave for them statutes not good. ومثقاتهم لو يحيوا بهم, and ordinances they should not live in them. وَتَمِّهُوتَامْ بِمَتْنُوتَامْ, and I defiled them by their gifts. بِهَعْبِيرَ كُلْ بِتْرَ رَاحِمْ, in the passing, in the causing to pass every firstborn of the womb. لَمَغَنَ أَشِمِّمْ, for the sake that I should astonish them, desolate them, cause them to be appalled. لَمَغَنَ أَطْرَيَدَعُ, for the sake that they should know أَطْرَهَنِي Yahweh, that I am Yahweh. لَكِنْ دَبِّرْ بِيتَ Yisrael, therefore word thou to the house of Yisrael, Ben Adam, O son of Adam, وَهَمَرْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ كُوهَا مَرْهَدُونَي Yahweh, and thou shalt say to them, thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, عود ذات جدفوا أوتي أبوتكم بمعلم بي معل. Still your fathers have blasphemed me in their treachery, in which they became treacherous. وَهَبِيهِمْ, and I brought them Elahar Atranashahati et yadi latet hotahalahem, and I brought them to the land which I lifted my hand to give it to them. وَيَرَهُ كُلَّ جِبْعَ رَامَا وَكُلَّ عِشْ عَابُوتْ وَيَذْبَحُوا ثَامَ et ذِبْحِهِمْ وَيَتْنُوا ثَامَ كَعَشَ قُرْبَانَامْ. And they saw every high hill and every tree of interwoven foliage, and they sacrificed there their sacrifices, and they gave there the provocation of their offering. وَيَشِيمُ ثَامَ رِيحَ نِحُوحِهِمْ, and they set there the aroma of their assuagements, or their aromas of assuagement. وَيَسِيكُ ثَامَ et nisakehem, and they poured out their drink offerings. Wa'omar halehem, and I said to them, Mahabba ma atrahatem habbaim tham, and I said to them, what is the high place, which ye are ones going up there? Waiqare shamah bamah adhayom had, and it was called, its name was called a high place, or Bama, unto this day. Lachen moreh bet Yisrael, kohamar Adonai Yahweh. Therefore say thou to the house of Yisrael, thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, Habderk avotechem atem nitmehim. Is it that in the way of your fathers ye have defiled yourselves, or are defiling yourselves? وَأَخَرِ شِقُوتِهِمْ أَتَمْ زُونِيمْ, and after their abominations ye are playing the harlot, whoring. وَبِشَيْتْ مَتَنُوتِهِمْ, and in the lifting of your gifts, بَهَعَبِيرْ بِنِكَمْ بَاهِشْ أَتَمْ نِتَمِهِمْ لَكُلْ گِلُولِكَمْ عَدَهَيُّمْ, and in causing your sons to pass through by the fire, ye are ones defiling yourselves to all, or for all your idols, unto this day. Wahani hidaresh lakem bet Yisrael, and would I be sought for you, O house of Yisrael? Hayahani, as I live, Nahum Adonai Yahweh, a declared thing of Adonai Yahweh, Imhidaresh lachem, if I should be sought for you. Waha'olah ala ruhchem, and the thing coming up upon your spirit, ha-yo-lo-ha-tihiyah, beingly, it shall not be. Atar hatem homerim, nihye chagoyim, kamishpehot harashot, l'sharet eshawaven, which ye are one saying, we shall be like the nations, like the families of the lands, to serve wooden and stone idols. Hayahani Num Adonai Yahweh, as I live, a declared thing of Adonai Yahweh, Imeloh b'yad hazakah, u'bidro'ah netoyah, u'behema shepukah, emeloka alechem. If not by a strong hand and an outstretched arm, and in wrath poured out, I shall be king over you. I shall reign over you. And I shall bring you out from the nations. And I shall gather you from the lands which ye have been scattered in them, among them. B'yad hazakah u'bidro'ah netoyah u'behema shepukah, by a strong hand and an outstretched arm, and in wrath poured out. Wahebeti etechem el midbar ha'amim. And I shall bring you to the wilderness of the peoples, وَنِشَّبَّتْتِي إِتْكَمَثَامْ, and I shall enter into judgment with you there, panim, elapanim, face to face. Katra nishapatati ethavotechem, as I entered into judgment with your fathers, b'midbar erch Mithraim, in the wilderness of the land of Mithraim. Kene shafet itchem num Adonai Yahweh. Thus I shall enter into judgment with you, a declared thing of Adonai Yahweh. Waha'avarati etchem tahat hashavet, and I shall cause you to pass under the rod. Weheveti etchem b'masoret haberith, and I shall bring you into the bond of the covenant. Uvaroti mikem, and I shall purify from you hamordim wahaposheim bi, the ones rebelling and the ones transgressing against me. Meherchem megurehem oshihotam weladamat Yisrael lo yavo. From the land of their sojournings I shall bring them out, but to the ground of Yisrael they shall not come. He shall not come. It shall not come. We'adatem ki hani Yahweh, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Wahatem bet Yisrael, kohamar Adonai Yahweh, and ye, O house of Yisrael, thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, Ishagilu laiwalaku avodu. A man, go ye and serve ye his idols. A man his idols go ye and serve ye. Wa'achar imehenechem shoma'im elai. And afterwards, if there is not you, one's listening, if there's not ye one's listening to me, with the Shem Kodeshi lo tahallalu od, but my name of holiness ye shall no longer profane, b'matanotechem ubegilulechem, by your gifts and by your idols. Ki behar kodeshi, behar merom Yisrael, Num Adonai Yahweh Sham, Sam Ya'abduni, Kol Bet Yisrael Kullo Baresh. For in the mountain of my holiness, in the mountain of the height of Yisrael, a declared thing of Adonai Yahweh, there all the house of Yisrael, all of it, shall serve me in the land. There I will be pleased, or I will accept them. And there I will be sought. There I will seek your heave offerings. And the first fruits of your liftings, your offerings, in all your holy things. In an aroma of assuagement, I will accept you. وخوشي أتكم منها عميم وقبضتي أتكم منها راشوت أطرن فوصوتم بام. In my bringing you from the nations, and I shall gather you from the lands which ye have been scattered among them. وَنِقْدَشْتِي بَاكَمْ لَعِنِ حَقُّويِّمْ. And I shall sanctify myself among you before the eyes of the nations. وَيَدَعْتَمْ ki ani Yahweh. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Bahavi etechem Eladamat Yisrael, in my bringing you to the ground of Yisrael. Elahaaretz atarana shahati etyadi la tetehotah lahavotechem, to the land which I lifted my hand to give it to your fathers. Udhakaratem atham et darakechem ve'et kol alilotechem. And ye shall remember there your ways and all your doings, which ye have defiled yourselves by them. Unakototem bifenechem. And ye shall be loathed in your faces. B'kol ra'otechem atar ashitem, by all your evils which ye have effectuated. V'yada'atem ki ani Yahweh, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Ba'ashoti ittechem l'maran shemi, in my effectuating, or in my doing with you, for the sake of my name. Lo kadarkechem haraim v'cha'alilotechem hanishahatot bet Yisrael num Adonai Yahweh. Not according to your ways, your evil ways, and like your doings, your corrupt doings, O house of Yisrael, a declared thing of Adonai Yahweh. Vayahyedavar Yahweh elai le'amor, and the word of Yahweh was to me, saying, Ben Adam, shima panaka derkete mana, v'hatef heladarom, v'hibnave el ya'ar hashad negeb. Son of Adam, set thy face the way of the Teman, the way of the south, v'hatef, and ye shall drop to the Darom, the south, v'hinave, and thou shalt prophesy. Sorry, thou shalt drop to the south, and thou shalt, that means drop word or prophesy, and thou shalt prophesy to the forest of the field of the Negeb, the south. 3 words for south there. V'hamarta liya'ar ha-negeb, and thou shalt say to the forest of the Negeb, the south, Shema devar Yahweh, hear thou the word of Yahweh. Ko amar Adonai, Adonai Yahweh. Thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, Hineni matzit b'ka esh, v'hakala b'ka, kol esh alah, v'kol esh yavesh, lo hatikabah, lahavet, shalahavet. وَنِسْرَبُوا بَاهَ كُلَّ پَانِيمْ مِنْ نَغَبْ صَافُونَا. Thus Adonai Yahweh hath said, Behold me, kindling among thee a fire, and it shall consume among thee all or every fresh tree and every dried tree. It shall not be quenched. The flame of a flame, and all the faces from the south to north shall be scorched by it. Warahu kol bashar ki ani Yahweh bi'aratiha lohatichaba, and all flesh shall see that I, Yahweh, hath made it burn. It shall not be quenched. Wa omar aha Adonai Yahweh. And I said, aha Adonai Yahweh, Hema omerim li. They are ones saying to me, Halo mashel mashali mehu. Is it not he is one making parables? He is one making parables.